Oh. Evening, guys. It's Janine back again. Different view tonight. I'm actually having me tea at the table. There's me tea. So tea tonight is, the leftover mince with the mushrooms that I done, the lamb mince. That's not going to last much longer in the fridge. So I'm going to eat that tonight, and some carrots and some kale. So that's what I'm going to have. Just because it's what I've got in and I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to come back on and have a little chat. The mince are just microwaved for 3 minutes. And the carrot and kale, washed it as I normally do. Sliced it and again for them for 3 minutes separately. I just thought, I'm always saying about, I'll tell you this and I'll tell you that and I'll tell you the other, and I never quite get round to it. So tonight I thought, it's Friday, isn't it? Bank holiday weekend. Oh, so grateful. So it's my customary mocktail, Aldi one. I think I've showed you the orange one, haven't I? I'll get it in a bit and show you. So I'm going to finish this because if I don't and I'm chunnering, it'll go cold and I won't enjoy it cold. So I'll be back on in a bit. All right. Bye. I'm back. So, cheers. Happy Friday. Thank gosh. We made it. So this is the one. It's the passion fruit martini mocktail. And it's dead nice. And if you watch me, you know I have one of them on a Friday. And don't normally have it midweek, but I had something midweek. But I always have it in my little wine glass. It's a grown-up drink, isn't it? For the, I know, I was watching something on Reddit, and it says you should introduce yourself, say what what your intentions are, what your goals are, but that's not me, and I'd be trying to be someone I'm not, and I'm not going to do that. So if you come on this the first time, my name's Janine, I'm 54, my channel's about loads of different things, so you see my dog, my grandson, healthy eating, self-love, self-care. What else do we talk about, guys? My friends, people that are important to me. There's no there's no budget food, low sugar. There's no set pace. And, I'm not here to monetize myself. I'm really not. I'm just here because, I enjoy doing them. It helps me with my mental health. And if I can help one person, then that's fabulous. And the reason I've started doing them is because my friend Kirsten, was always on at me to, I should do something, Janine, and I got poorly. Don't know whether it's chronic illness or my implants are leaking, If you want to have a look at my other stories, it's all on there. But one day I was that frustrated and my anxiety was through the roof. I thought, right, I'm doing one. Got up to wash the dishes, film myself, and it's gone from there. So there you go, in a nutshell. So it's just me and Arcees tonight. Here she is. Here's the baby. Here's the baby pig. So I thought, I'm always saying, aren't I, that person, can't remember the name and all that. So I thought, come on, Janine, get your finger out your backside and actually, pardon me, do a bit. And it's not because I'm lazy. I am forgetful. I am quite ditzy. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I can remember important things, but if my brain doesn't need to store it, it won't. And I am 54. So anyway, the first guy I wanted to mention was, the guy who always say that he's on the Spotify and he's got long COVID. He got COVID and he burnt himself out and he didn't listen when his body was telling him to rest. And he says all this on his Spotify, on his podcast. So it's nothing that I'm talking about that he's not talked about it, but he is really good. And he's good for anyone. If you're feeling a bit down or you've got a chronic illness, whether it be COVID or, anything, he just talks, and he talks about his own feelings and how he feels, like his first time, when he's in a wheelchair, but he's going somewhere, it's not wheelchair friendly, and how he feels. And, he's really good and emotive. And I always say the guy with the wheelchair, well, he won't mind me saying that because he does say he's in a wheelchair, and I'm not labelling him to that, but he says he's ended up in a wheelchair because he didn't listen to the signs when his body was screaming him to rest, and he was, battling against it. He was in denial. So anything, if you're having a day, I'd just say when you're having a day and you think, oh gosh, like it's a bit pants all this, isn't it? Because we all have them. Well, I think we all have them. Then put him on Spotify. I mean, you probably can find him somewhere else. I think he's on Insta as well. But he's really good, and I listened to him. I was just, one day, I was so frustrated, like, thought, why has my life changed so much? Why am I poorly? Why can't I have the energy? Why can't I do the things I used to do? And I thought, right, what can I do to help myself? So I went through, my son Jordan, he's a big podcast fan. I went through, how did I find him? I just must have went on Spotify and put, about like long COVID. So, because for me, the doctors don't know what I've got. They said you could have had COVID, Janine. No one ever knows. And maybe, as I say, when the implants come out, I'll start to recover. But we won't know, will we? So I always think if you can do something to help yourself and it makes you feel better, then do it and go for it. And this guy really did. I didn't feel so alone. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not alone. I've got plenty of friends. I've got an amazing family. Do you know what I mean? And I've got good work colleagues, but I felt alone in my illness. I felt that, and people don't mean it when they say it, but then they go, oh no, I'm dead tired. And you're like, it's not tiredness. If it was tiredness, I'd go to bed and have a night's sleep. Do you know what I mean? But people don't know, and they're only trying to sort of, and putting some hand cream on, and like pasties. They're trying to sort of identify with you or just say something. They're not being horrible, but they don't know what to say, do they? It's no, so people always say something, don't they, I think. So I went on, it was a Sunday, and I was like, and I put him on, and he was so good, and I listened to him for a long while. Do you know what I mean? I got a bath, and after I'd listened to him, I felt so much better. Do you know? And I don't know whether I've got long COVID, but what he did do, I always put a bit on my elbows when I'm doing my hand cream. Might be teaching you how to suck eggs there, but I always do. He made me realise that, we all feel the same, and at times we're all in the same boat. We're all very similar, and he just, he talked about what he was going through, and how he still hasn't come to terms with it, and he did one about going out in a wheelchair, and he went to an exhibition. Probably wasn't an exhibition, it was somewhere like a castle, and it wasn't wheelchair friendly. It was wheelchair accessible but not friendly, and how he felt, and he's just good. So if you're feeling a little bit off kilter with the world, then go and have a listen to him. His name is Paul Ian Clarke, and the Clarke's with an E, Clarke, Paul Ian Clarke. He's on Spotify, and his podcasts are called Life with Long COVID. So he's very good. So you don't have to just have COVID. If you want someone to sort of say, listen, life can be a pants at times, it can be a bit crap, but this is how I felt when this happened to me. I won't tell you loads because you can go and have a listen to him if you want to, but he's so good. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is someone keeps messaging me, right? And I can't reply back, and I don't know why, and I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I just wanted to say, I got your message about the avocado, and it's a good message. So if you're watching this, you'll know who you are, and you'll know that I am getting your messages, but I can't reply to you. But thank you for all the good advice, I do appreciate it. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is what I started with when I first started on my journey, should we say, of like, me conscious eating, So a couple of people that I watched and I went right down a rabbit hole with for 2 months. Now I've evolved a lot since then, but when I first started, I didn't know the first thing about sugar and how it affects your body. Do you know what I mean? And, your blood spikes, your insulin levels go, ooh, I didn't know. And I didn't realise that that's why I was constantly hungry, because my blood sugar levels were all over the show. Now, I'm not going to go into it because I'm not a doctor, and I take what I need from things, store them in my brain, and I learn from them, and I evolve from them. I've evolved a lot from where I was when I first started looking at this lady, and she's called the Glucose Goddess. You might have heard of her by now, because now she has got 2 programmes on Channel 4, and she's become pretty famous. But her story is very interesting of how she got to do what she's doing today. So look her up. She's on Instagram. Her name is Jessie. I can't pronounce this. In Chobs. Sorry, Jessie. She's having a baby now. She's pregnant. She's very real. She's French, but she's very, very real, and she's very, very good. And she explains it so well. Better than I could explain it. You know me. I'm all arse about face with my words sometimes, aren't I? So her surname spelled Inchaupse, but she's called the Glucose Goddess, and she's on Insta, and she's on, don't know if she's on TikTok. I know she's on YouTube, because that's when I went down the rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole for about 2 months, and she's on YouTube. So she's really good if you want to understand how sugar affects your body. She's the one who says you should eat your veggies first, and I did follow it strict at first, but I'm a little bit lighter on myself now. But when you're learning something, don't know about you, but I go in, I'm like 100% I'm in. Do you know what I mean? And I have to mean business, because I had to be serious. My blood pressure was through the roof. You know the story, heart disease in the family, . So anyway, so she is really good. And then Chris Van Tuliken, he is a guy, and he talks about ultra-processed foods. Now, again, I'm not going to go into it. You know I do the 80-20 rule. But again, I'm quite lax with it now. But I still stick to me. Like, you see me tea tonight, that was a fresh made tea. But I used Bisto granules, didn't I, for the gravy. So that's fine. It's about making little changes. Little changes lead from little acorns, grow big trees, don't they? So anyway, he is very, very good, and he's very real as well. I really like him. And his second name, he spelled it. You probably heard of him. He's had shows on Channel 4 as well. He's a twin. And his name is, as I say, Chris Van Tuliken, and his second name, so it's V-A-N, Van, as in driver van, and then Tuliken is Tulleken, and he's good. Another guy that I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with is Tim Spector, and that's Spector. Now, he does a lot with Zoe. I think he might actually be the founder of Zoe. Now, Zoe is all about putting that monitor on your arm and monitoring your blood sugars and all that. But he leads, he's on about plant-based diets, you know. Yeah, is it 25 plants into your diet a day? And you would think that might be hard, but it's not. Coffee's a plant. If you have spices, do you know what I mean? Say you have a spice and it's got 6 or 7 spices within that spice. There's 7 coffees, 8 plants, like 2 veggies, so there's 9, 10. Now, some days I got to 20, some days I couldn't. Nowadays, I'm just bobbing along, because I've took my foot off the gas a bit now, and I think I'm still eating healthy. I'm not going to fall back away from it, but I think I can't be that obsessed with it. I want to stop thinking about food all the time. Do you get me? And that's why I don't do my NutriCheck. Yeah, my NutriCheck anymore. This will be my 4th week or my 5th week that I've not followed calories. So, but he's really good, and he talks about your gut microbiomes, and that's your chia seeds, again another plant. Your flax seeds, again another plant. They're really good. Coffee, dates, prunes, all them type of things that you don't think are a plant. If you have them in your breakfast, you're halfway there. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I got into that. It was Tim Spector who got me into that. The Glucose Goddess got me into sugar. She was my first port of call. That's when I first started learning, because I was just eating so many sweets. It was beyond. And then Tim Spector, and then Chris Van Tuliken, because I wanted to look at processed and ultra-processed food. So they all sort of merged into one. And then there's another guy called Dr. William Lai, and his second name is Lai, L-I, and he's very, very good as well. He tells you why coffee's good for you, and what, you know, what's in your gut and your microbiomes. And it can be a bit like overwhelming sometimes, which it was for me, but I kept going. And I thought, well, I can't do that, but I'll do that. And I can't do that, because you can't do everything, can you? I mean, it's like the plastic scenario. There's no way on God's green earth that I could not have plastic in my life. I'm a clumsy Clara for one, right? I drop everything, right, all the time. Do you know what I mean? So there'd be smashed glass all over the floor constantly. And two, I can't afford stuff like that. So I do use my plastic. However, I listened to him. I took in what he said and I thought, no, I can't do that, sorry. And as I've said to you before, I'm 54. If my brain's full of plastic, maybe that's why I'm so forgetful, then it's full of plastic. It's too late in the day for me. But you do you. Do you know what I mean? But he's very good, very, very good. Jay Shetty's another good one. He's very motivational. Not so much about food, but he's a good guy. And, you know, just have a look at him if you don't know him already. Mel Robbins, another one. And these are all people, you know, little acorns, big trees, and real people that you can relate to. Do you know what I mean? So she's very good, Mel Robbins. Yeah, she's a lady. She's on Insta. They're all on Instagram. They probably have all been on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast, which is on YouTube. If you put Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO in YouTube, he interviews everyone, and he is an amazing guy, absolutely amazing, dead humble, dead real, dead likeable, and you listen to him, and he has fantastic people on. He had Mel B or Mel C on? I think it's Mel C, isn't it? Sporty Spice. Sporty Spice, she's got a fantastic story here. And he had Davina McCall on, amazing, another amazing, humble woman, do you know? So they're all like-minded people who, yeah, you know, they're all a bit more well-off than we are, but they've stayed true to themselves, and I like that. I like that in people. Do you know, who don't forget themselves? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so Jay Shetty, very good. Mel Robbins, very good. And Dr. William Lai, L.I., he's good. He just says, you know, like, why mushrooms are good for you and stuff like that. Just little snippets, do you know what I mean? And like, because at first I didn't know anything, so I was like absorbing all this information and then trying to buy every veg known to man, thinking, what am I going to do with all this veg? I've got like 15 pieces of veggie and there's only little on me. And now I just think, well, this week I've had kale, green beans and mushrooms. What was my other one? And carrots, haven't I? Which is only 4. But I've done my best, but at first, as I said to you, I was like, right, a carrot or a piece of celery before every meal. Or Abby, I'll tell you, I must have had it up the wall. But I was learning. So have a little look at them. They are really good. So what else do I use now? When I got, like, because I don't want a lot of sugar in my life, when I first started, I did have the protein shakes. And I used to buy the, oh God, what are they called? The protein bars, I can't remember the name of them, but I'd have one of them because I was weaning myself off. I had a sugar addiction, honest to God, I did. I didn't have anything like this when I first started. I'm a big water drinker. I drink at least 4 pints of water a day, always have. When I first started, nothing like that. It's a rare treat to have it, but this was completely out of my life. I was quite strict. Now, I'm quite lax, do you know what I mean? If I want a little glass of juice, I'm going to have a little glass of juice. And as I said to you today, do I still get cravings? Of course I do, but that's normal. I'm a normal person, but, you know, you see me when I'm making stuff, I'm always licking the spoon, but I've got a really good relationship with food now, and that was the whole point. So, well, at one point I thought, right, well, I don't need me protein bars anymore, you know, like me low sugar bars or me protein bars, and I stopped buying them. Well, boy, did I suffer. I felt so deprived. And then I thought, I know what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start creeping up, eating chocolates again, which is high sugar. Now, protein bars, yeah, the ingredients are a bit long, but hey ho, do you know, 80-20 rule, I can still have them. So I went back to that philosophy and I've gone back on me protein bars and me flapjack bars. So this is what I have now. I get these off TikTok shop. They always have offers on. So when they have an offer on, just had a delivery of these today. So I get these ones, the muscle food. These do meat. Meat packs these muscle food, and I've had them before, and they're really, really good. But again, there's only little old me, and I don't need a big, massive meat hamper. I like my little tootler now, going shopping with Abigail, don't I? That's part of my life. Yes, Cece, she thinks of food. So these are, oh, whoops, a daisy. Like little chocolate bars. Just open one and show you. You might have already had one, but they're lovely. And that is low sugar. So in that, high protein, low sugar. So pear bar. I didn't even say on there. Hold on. It does say somewhere. How did you do that? Oh, it's the carbohydrates, isn't it? Carbohydrates, 16.6, of which sugar is 1.6, which is really good. Now chocolate, unless it's 95% cocoa, like I think something like a Kit Kat is like 50 grams of sugar, so there is a big difference. So I like a chocolate bar, so I'm going to have that, even if the ingredients on the back of it are a bit long, because I'd rather have long ingredients. Tim Spector might argue with that, because he's like, this is classed as a processed food, isn't it? Because it's got long ingredients. But I'd rather have that and enjoy it than end up being addicted to sugar again. So there's going to be a payoff for me, and that's the payoff. Do you know what I mean? So I'll have one of them. They are delicious. I'll tell you how much they are in a minute. Oh, and then I have these. And these are delicious as well. And they're always on offer on the TikTok shop. I've shown you them before for if I'm on the go, because I'd rather have that than be in town. This is me. You don't have to be like this and stuff a pasty in my face, which I know won't fill me up and is not good for me. I know that'll fill me up and it will satiate me. And I'm doing me, aren't I, guys? Just me. Just little old me. So just a few tips. So that's what I thought, because I could feel myself and I thought, I still like my chocolate treats. I still want treats. So I could feel myself thinking, oh, just go and get a Mars bar. Well, I'd rather have that than a Mars bar. Do you get me? They do. There's another shop. Sometimes they do like, a little spot there. They do like the protein Mars bars and stuff like that, which are quite low in sugar, but they're not that great. They are lovely, and they do loads of flavours in them. So I'll just show you on my TikTok how much they are. Hold on, sorry guys. Profile. Your orders. So they're the, you see that? So there was 3 of them, and it was $27.99. So that's 36 bars, because there's 12 in it. Is there 12? There is 12, isn't there? Yeah, 36 times 45 grams, and the flavours are, I like the orange ones the best. Salted caramel, chocolate orange, and cookies and cream. And they do have them on offer all the time. Now, I think the sell-by date is a little bit closer, but I bought them from that other shop where they're out of date by 2 months. Other ones, I always try and get the cheapest I can. And they're fine. Let me just get the flyer. Bear with me and I'll tell you about the other shop. Because these do have some good stuff on, guys. Where is it? Oh, I thought I was so prepared, but no, I'm not. These have like more than just chocolate bars and that. But just be mindful, they do have some protein bars. Say like it might be a Bounty or something like that, and they're not low sugar. So if you're going for low sugar, do you know what I mean? So this one's called NutriCircle, and they're good. They do stuff that's just going out of date or a bit out of date, or it might be going out of date in a couple of months, but it's half price. So they're online, they're very good. So that's them ones that were $27.99. And then with me. These are from Warrior, and their bars are once you've had your blunking thing, you do pay postage and packing as well. So there, I've got them on offer. Let me just, at the moment, they're gone back up to 11.19 now, but you have to wait for the flash sales. I got them for $6.99. So, and they do like all different varieties. So they're worth waiting for. If you've got on TikTok, then go online and then you'll get notifications. But when they come on offer, I buy a load. I've bought 36 of them and I bought 4 boxes of them. Now there's 12 in there, isn't there? So that's 48. It'll last me a good while. So that's what I do, is stock up. I know not everyone can stock up, but do you know what I mean? It's like, just sometimes it's worth stocking up. So I'll leave myself a little bit short on something to get them. I don't spend a lot of money, do I, guys? You know that I don't go anywhere, so it's not like I've got this cracking high life where I'm out dancing every week. I mean, I'm happy with my life, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? These are my little things. This is my my pint of lager or my glass of wine, do you get me? So that's about it, really. I wanted to mention Pauline Clark. Pauline, so it's Paul, name, Ian, so Paul, Ian, he's a man, Clark, life with long COVID. It might help someone, it might help you if you're struggling, do you know what I mean? Have a listen to him. And I wanted to mention the guy who's always commenting, and I can't comment back. Thank you for your kind words and for commenting to me and telling me what to do with the avocado. But I've rambled now. I'm always rambling. So tonight's a night in. You know, what's new there then? But no, you know, I'm a happy bunny. You can see I'm a happy bunny, can't you? And, you know, I'm grateful for my life. But I just wanted to come on tonight and say, if you're starting on a little journey where you might think about, you know, you might want some help with your mental health or with you know, your life choices and stuff like that, then they're nice people to look at, and they'll encourage you, especially Mel Robbins and Jay Shetty. Very, very good. You know, and Stephen Bartlett, it's just what they all are. They're all nice people, all nice, kind, wholesome people. Davina McCall's another one. There's probably loads I know and I've watched, you know, throughout the time. But I certainly did go down a rabbit hole, and that was my life. Not TikTok. YouTube. I love YouTube. I have it on my big telly. That's how into it I am. But it's so good, isn't it? Yeah. So, and anyway, that'll be about it. Oh, and I did make some biscuits today. And these I didn't start till a couple of months ago. I just whacked these off now dead quick. So they're really good to make. Again, you can see me first one of them that I made. They look a bit burnt maybe to you, but I like them like that. From where you can see the first ones I've made to where they are now. And I just fling everything, don't measure, in the food processor. You could do it with your hands. And they always turn out lovely. You know, can't go wrong, and they're delicious. So yeah, so that was my journey, because I was looking at no sugar and I was getting a bit bored and thought, what can I do? And I was stuck in. And they've got honey in them, so there's no sugar in them whatsoever. I know there's the argument that honey might be sugar, but we're not going down that road, are we, tonight, guys? Because honey comes from bees. It's not white granulated stuff that you stick in your coffee. All right, I'm going. Remember what I always say. Anyway, thanks for listening. I've rambled, but I thought I wanted to share that with you because it might help someone, and it really certainly helped me. YouTube is fantastic, isn't it, for everything? And yeah, thank you for listening. I'm gonna have a little sit down with RCC now and have a little drinky poo and upload this video. And as I say, guys, you know, look after yourself, be kind to yourself, and love yourself, and have a lovely weekend. I'll be back on tomorrow. Can't get rid of me now. Anyway, do please look after yourself and love yourself and be kind to yourself. All right, lots of love. Bye.